Hello, 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 Chicago Bears fans. Welcome to the Bears Den podcast number 84. As always, we have a great show lined up for you guys tonight. It's just going to be short, simple, and sweet. It's just going to be all about the schedule release. As always, please like us, subscribe to us, follow us, share our content, show us some love. You can find us on Facebook, X, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Without further ado, let me bring out the rest of the Bears in the Den tonight. I am your host, Andy. I'm joined by the T-ball coach, all of a sudden, Mr. Todd.
Yeah, we got the sweat to prove it and everything. 95 degrees today.
And, of course, we got the notorious, the world famous, the world infamous, the bad guy, the champ in our fantasy football league, Chicago Clarence. And, again, everyone, thank you for watching.
What's going on, guys?
How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good. Missed you guys. Haven't seen you in a couple of weeks.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the worst.
It's been a minute.
Season.
Well,
this is the worst.
I thought we wasn't having shows because the Braves gave belt to butt on them Cubs.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, I know. I heard about that.
Yes, we are well aware of the Braves squeaking by the Cubs in the series. Squeaking,
huh?
Yeah.
At least one this week, right?
So let me ask you something, Todd, before we start about the Bear stuff. PCA and his little outburst at the White Sox game. Do you think he should be punished by the league for that?
No, but you got to keep your cool, man. I mean, come on, especially when it comes to fans. You got to be smarter than that. I mean, he is the future of the team. And wait, we're not allowed to talk about the Cubs here. Anyway, he's the face of the team. He needs to be smarter than that.
Clarence, are you aware what happened with that? I mean, he's the only one on the show that's not a Cubs fan, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I only watch winning baseball teams, so I'm not aware of that.
Lord have mercy. So, look, guys, let's get into it. The schedule is out. Let's get into basically the first quarter of the season. First game, right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is one. In my book, we got to have. Todd, what's your feeling on the first game of the season right here in Charlotte against the wimpy-ass Panthers?
People are crazy about ticket prices right now. That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I was a little shocked. I don't think I've been to a Soldier, but it's probably been 6 years since I've been to a game. And anyway, what do I think about the actual game? I'm excited about that. I mean, I kind of wish it were a little later in the season.
It's going to be hot as hell in Charlotte.
And they're going to be cocky because they haven't been slapped around much, and all that. But and they ended the season good. So, I mean, they got a reason to be hopeful. But I think we win that game for sure.
Clarence, what are your thoughts on the Carolina Panthers in our first game of the season in Charlotte here?
I mean, I don't really like that it's the first game of the year. We're going to be excited. I mean, because we've been without football for so long and football coming back in, and we got to start it out on the road against an up-and-coming football team. I don't take the Carolina Panthers lightly. They're coming off a playoff season last year where they made it to the playoffs. A lot of people didn't see it coming. I know I didn't. But this football team poses some threats for us. They got a very good defensive line. And they can run the ball. They can stop the run. Those two attributes to a football team is what every good football team has or needs. That's not going to be a cakewalk for us the last couple of times that we played them. That's not going to be an easy game. That crowd at the stadium is going to be, they're going to be dialed in. They're going to be excited. And it's definitely going to be a strong test for us.
We turn out here pretty good. I mean,
I think it'll be a Bears dominant crowd.
I don't know about dominant, but I expect 15, 20,000, something like that. I mean,
but think about it, Todd. A lot of times here within the not too distant past, the Carolina Panthers wasn't a good football team.
Right.
So if you were a good traveling football team, you can go to that stadium and get seats. I don't know that's necessarily so this year, especially that game with it being the first game of the season.
Right. Yeah, no, it'll be well attended. But we do. I don't know the last time we played here. I remember
It's been
When Olsen blew up a game, was that the last time there? I was at that game.
No, wasn't it DJ Moore's first game with us?
No, it was the COVID
first time against
season.
Panthers.
It was the COVID season, and we couldn't get tickets because the Panthers were reduced seating. That was the last time they've been in Charlotte.
Well, then the time before that was probably a 2-touchdown Greg Olsen game. And I was there. I remember that. That was but there was a lot of Bears fans there. But I don't remember how good the Panthers were. They beat us. I mean, they won the game, but we weren't very good.
Was Cam the quarterback?
Should know that. I
think he was.
Remember. Probably.
If Cam was the quarterback, I was at that game with my son. And I think Cutler threw like 2 picks.
I guess that would have been right. I just remember that Olsen was the key to the game.
Yeah, when the last time you guys saw Chandler and he was telling y'all about the maddest he's ever seen me, he was talking about that football game.
Okay. That's funny.
Oh, Lord. So, I mean, for me, this is a month. I know it's the first game, but, man, I can't go into work Monday morning with Panthers fans and hear them talk shit. So I'm the only Bears fan in the building. I can't take it. We have to win that game, or I have to call off Monday. Tuesday I'll have to listen to it.
Barring any stupid penalties. I mean, or not penalties, like, injuries. We should be able to. I mean, even on the road, beat that team.
I feel like Bryce Young would more than likely be more shaky than Caleb Williams in opening game of the season. That gives us an edge.
Yeah, I think that's their every game. I mean, if Bryce is on, they have a chance to win. If Bryce is not, then they probably don't have a chance to win. That's just the way it is right now with them.
So, second game of the season, Chicago. Clarence, I'll let you take this one. We play the Minnesota Vikings on a Sunday at 12 o'clock. We host. What are your thoughts on this game? And last year we split with them. We should have won the first game and we shit the bed. And then we won the second game.
They've got quarterback problems. And anytime a football team has quarterback issues, it's not a very good football team. Now, I know what happened the first game of the year last year when we played them, and that's a game that we should have handily won. But McCarthy has had trouble staying healthy. After that Chicago game, he hasn't looked very good. I think they had turmoil within the team. I think that's a game that we should win. I feel better about that game than the Panther game.
Yeah, that's a game we should run away with, I think.
No,
Minnesota gave up both defensive tackles in Hargrave and Allen. Harrison Smith, we don't know if he's coming back. And then they traded Grenard.
37. Even if he does, he's 37. I mean,
what are your thoughts on that game, Todd? The second game.
Yeah, no, that's a Soldiers. So we win that game. I don't think Kyler's going to be any good. I mean, they want to make him out to be Fran Tarkington, I guess, but you've got to be 60 to know who that is. So most people don't know who that is.
So moving on to week 3, we get to play Philadelphia in Chicago. And last time we saw them, we sent them home packing, crying because we whipped their ass in Philadelphia. We embarrassed them. That's where we ran for almost 300 yards. Todd, you think the Eagles are going to be out for revenge in week 3?
Well, they'll be out for it, but whether they can do it or not is another thing. I mean, that's so that's home and that's Monday Night Football. I mean, we beat them so soundly that I'm not afraid of that team. I mean, going into the game last year, I thought that was a loss, and I was a little afraid of that team. I'm not afraid of that team at all.
Clarence, what are your thoughts on the Eagles coming in Chicago?
Like Todd, I'm not afraid of them. I don't think that there's a team in the league that we should be afraid of because we got a good offensive line and we got a franchise quarterback. Those two things keep you in any game with any team. But that is a dangerous football team with the amount of weapons that they have. Once they get all dialed in, they can beat anybody. I think it's interesting, and I don't know how true it is, that they're Jalen Carter trade rumors, along with A.J. Brown. We know that there's some infighting going on with that team. There's some drama with that football team. And anytime you have any team, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, you introduce drama to that team, and it definitely interferes with the success of that football team. I don't know if they got everything ironed out yet. I know as the fan base, which is pretty rabid, I don't think they are that enthused about their head coach.
No.
So it's a game that I think that the Bears could definitely put a stamp on early in the year to let people know that last year was not a fluke.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to run a system offense with Jalen Hurts. If they try to do something different that he's uncomfortable with, he can't do it. Now they have the best running back. Without,
Mhm.
I think clearly they're the best running back in the league. So I mean, there's that, but their offensive line is depleted. I mean, it was the best for several seasons, and so there's nowhere to go but down from there. But the defense is always a patchwork, but it seems to come together. The secondary is really good, but they're a great team. They have an amazing GM. That's the best thing I can say about it. They have an amazing GM.
Mhm.
You know, they could go 13-3, and they could go what 9-7
Yeah.
and 7-10. It wouldn't surprise me either way. So, but in our building on Monday Night Football, feels like we're prime time and they're past time.
Yep.
Haha.
So week
But
4,
I'm wearing their colors.
and well,
Kind of.
the Eagles is another team I want to beat because I'm from the Allentown area. That's another team I want to beat, so I don't have to hear anybody shit talk.
Yeah.
Week 4 against the Jets. I think we all can read that should be a W, right?
Yeah, they're taking out of the gate. Right?
Nobody
They
disagrees
have
with
to-
that.
They have to be taken out of the gate.
Yeah, the Jets are just a bad team. They're like a ship with no rudder. So then we get to week 5, Sunday, prime time against Green Bay. Todd, what are
Cool.
your thoughts on that? You know they're going to be out for revenge because we sent them home crying, with the tails between their legs.
I don't know. They've got a running back that I don't know. He can be great. He can be okay. He's not young. They don't really have. They got a couple of tight ends that catch the ball, but they don't really have any offensive firepower. And Jordan Love's streaky. The offensive line is just okay. I mean, they've got one great defender if he's able to play,
Yeah.
but I'm not impressed with them. I mean, I figure we split with them. So if that's in Green Bay, then I guess we lose that game. I figure we split with them.
Kings of the North, and an up-and-coming show.
Yeah.
And an up-and-coming site. So what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Clarence, what are your thoughts on Green Bay? At Green Bay. This game's at Green Bay. Primetime game.
Same as Todd. I mean, it's the oldest rivalry in the NFL, but I think
Yes.
finally it has some legs because it's been so one-sided for so long where Green Bay seemed to always win the football game and at times dominating us. I think those days
yeah.
have passed and it's really become a rivalry again, especially when you add the part of the head coaches, more so on our part, not liking their head coach. So it's going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to be well talked about, depending on what the Bears or the Packers record is before that game. Coming into that game, we see how much coverage it gets. If both of them are having winning records, if we beat Philadelphia and going into that game, I think that it will garner a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. I represent pretty well. I got a tattoo on my leg, and I'm usually in some kind of Bears shirt, or front of my car's got a tag on it. And I live in small town rural. I live outside of Charlotte. So we're all Mayberry and friendly, and everybody talks to everybody. But a lot of Packers people come up to me now, and they're they're excited about us both being decent. It's because I think they got, and it's ridiculous to say, but I think they got tired of beating us, and so they'll approach me and they'll give me a little crap, but they'll be like, yeah, no, it's always a better league when we're both decent. And I think that we're ascending, and I think maybe they've peaked. I mean, Jordan Love's always going to be great next year. What is he, like 5-6 years in the league now? I mean, I think he is what he is. So.
Yeah. So Brandon Hyatt has us going 14-3.
Yeah, well.
Kings of the North has us going 13-4.
It's optimistic.
Yes. Brandon Hyatt said Eagles, Seattle, and Buffalo are our only losses. 6-0 NFC North Kings again. Yes, sir. I agree with you. I think we should win the North again. So our next game is the Falcons. I think we all can agree that should be a W, right?
I think I should
No
start pricing.
objections.
Should start pricing those tickets.
I plan on going.
It's further, but
to that game.
Yeah.
Carolina and Atlanta, I'm going to. I've been to Atlanta before to see a game. Last time I was in Atlanta was actually Metallica, but
yeah, I haven't been in that building. It looks nice.
Yeah, it is a nice building. It's really nice. And Kingston North is so true, so much better when both teams are good. Yes.
Yeah, it's
like Clarence said, it's a rivalry again. It wasn't a rivalry for 20 years. They were beating our ass, but now it's a rivalry again.
It would have been nice to beat them a little bit with Rodgers there, but
yes,
whatever. Everybody hates that guy now.
So week 7, this is the one that intrigues me the most because I think if we would have got the Patriots last year in the Super Bowl somehow, we would have beat them. I don't even think the Patriots were the second best team in the NFL, but it's just the way it rolled out. But Todd, what are your thoughts on the Patriots? And that is another primetime game Thursday night.
That's a Thursday night game.
Yes, sir.
So the week before, that's a Sunday game. So that's a short week for us. I don't love that. It's in Chicago.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think we should beat them.
We should beat them. That's a game where pressure probably makes a difference because their line is what it is. It's not great. If we can establish pressure and keep Drake, because Drake May has the ability to be his completion percentage was stupid last year.
If he has time.
That was just him working in that system, hitting but that's a great thing. I mean, that's the one thing that we have the splash spectacular plays, but they have that consistent 70+% completion ratio. That's hard to beat. So it's a toss. We should win the game.
Chicago Clarence, I know you're big on Drake May because you're a Tar Heel fan. What's your thoughts on New England?
This game worries me. I heard one of you guys, can't remember which one, say something about getting pressure on them, even though the offensive line is not good. But how are we going to speed Drake May up? We don't get pressure on quarterbacks.
So I mean,
we do not have. Yeah, I mean, we haven't fixed that problem. That's our weakness. We don't have the ability to rush the passer. And that is a good quarterback. I don't care what the Super Bowl said, because you know what happened to him in the Super Bowl? They got pressure on him. I don't care who you are. We've seen Tom Brady succumb to it. We've seen Peyton Manning succumb to it. We have seen everybody. Patrick Mahomes. If you get pressure on a quarterback, they will look ordinary. If you don't, they will tear you apart. And this guy has that ability. Todd, you mentioned his completion percentage. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
If you're not able to get him on the ground and speed his clock up, they will kill you. And you know what else they do really well? They run the football. What's our two weaknesses on defense? We can't stop the run. We can't rush the passer. Those are two problems. Until they prove to me that they can do that, these are games like this that worry me.
Their answer so far to that is we're going to coach it better and Shamar Turner. That's what they keep saying. And that's what I hear. Those two things. So and maybe Shamar will be great and that'll be good. But still, that doesn't stop the running up the middle on us, because Dexter's just not going to be a great run defender. He's just not going to be. And he doesn't get enough, and he doesn't have enough pressure, doesn't get off the ball enough to create enough pressure to justify that position. I know we're probably, unless he has a ridiculous, he's in a contract year, so that's a lot of times that helps. But
I'm glad that you said contract year, because you know what bothers me, and I hate to get on my high horse, but really I do not. But it bothers me. We got too many guys on this football team, particularly on the defensive side, that are well paid and not doing their job.
Yes. Yeah. So Kings of the North said that's my biggest worry as well. No pressure. Preach, man. Don't worry, Kings of the North. His blood pressure gets a lot higher if they lose a game. This is nothing.
And they also say, this whole building from the back to the front thing. The secondary can affect the rush, but God, I want the rush to benefit the secondary. Yes. I would much prefer it the other way around. Yes. But that's just the way things happen. It's, I don't know. Maybe And nobody, I mean, we still can sign somebody. There's a couple of old geezer guys that could be DPR guys that might make a little difference, but I don't know.
So week 8, ironically, we get my niece's ex-boyfriend's team. The Seattle Seahawks. I was originally invited to this game, but I guess my invite's over. But anyway, somehow we get to the Super Bowl losers and the Super Bowl champions.
The world champions.
Back-to-back weeks.
Seattle Seahawks.
So, Clarence, I'll let you kick us off. What are your thoughts on Seattle? That's a Monday night game.
We're losing this football game. We're losing that football game.
Probably.
Plain and simple.
They have great protection. And they have a great secondary.
And a defensive line from hell.
Yes.
They're going to run the ball on you.
Yes.
Their only weakness is their quarterback, who I think benefited from their defense being so great, because I'm not a Sam Darnold guy. I never have been. And he will make mistakes, but that defense covers it up because they stop everything that you like to do. Playing it simple. And they do things against us that we can't cover up well.
Did they add
because they're going to run the ball on us. They're going to run and who's they running back now? Who went there?
It's Price and Charbonnet. Did they add anybody else? Do we know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
The Darian Price is going to show you why I wanted him.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not week 8.
Yeah.
Week 9, week 10, he can show anybody. Yeah, I think this is going to be a tough one. This is the tough. You know what, though? This is when you get out the measuring stick and you see who we are.
Yeah, right.
This is exactly these 2 weeks, New England and Seattle. This is when you really can see on the measuring stick who we are. You're going to know after these 2 weeks if we're contenders or we're pretenders. That's
worst. We can lose both games. I think at very best we win one of the two. I'd be shocked if we won both.
New England is the most likely team I think we would beat here. So going into week 9, another tough one, Tampa Bay, but they really shit the bed at the end of the season. They fell apart and get the division to Carolina. So Ty, what are your thoughts on Tampa Bay in Chicago on a Sunday night game, another primetime game for us?
Yeah, no, I think they peaked. I mean, Baker's hot and cold, and
Mike Evans is gone, but they got Clarence's guy who helped them win the fantasy league, Ibuka.
Yeah, he came out real strong, but he faded too. But we should win that game.
Every man has a measuring stick. Yes, we do. In football, we always have a measuring stick.
Lord, okay.
So, Clarence, what are your thoughts on Tampa Bay?
Oh, we win that football game.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. One of the things that, you mentioned fantasy, Ibuka was a big-time contributor to me winning that league, but he faded down the stretch because his quarterback play was horrendous.
Yeah,
I think they had trouble, particularly on third down. Baker Mayfield just was very, very inaccurate. And they had ability to run the ball, and still their offensive numbers went down, and I couldn't figure it out why. I mean, he just couldn't make throws.
Their running back was hurt. The kid out of Oregon that had the great rookie year.
Yeah, but the backup came in and did well. Doug Martin
was hurt.
Bucky Irving.
Yeah, and Bucky Irving, but they still came in and they were able to move the chains and run the ball on people. It wasn't the running game that contributed to them. It was Baker Mayfield being inaccurate.
Pass protection might have had something to do with that too. But yeah, sure. No, I'm Florida guy, so I'm not a Buck fan, but I watched over the years a lot of it. And
what time of the year is that game in, Andy? Week 8?
Yes, week 9.
Week 9.
Chilly. It's a night game. It's going to be chilly.
Yeah, so a Florida team playing. Yeah, Florida team playing in Chicago in November at night. That doesn't bode well for them.
The wind and the cold. Yeah.
So week 10, I do like this. The bye week. Last year I thought it was way too early. It was like week 5.
Yeah, that's a
Here's
good
about right in mid-season.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
So I do like the bye week in week 10. So week 11, New Orleans in Chicago. I think we all can read this should be a W, right?
Sure.
No objections?
Should be.
Yeah, easily. And in week 12 in Detroit, happy Thanksgiving. Todd, what are your thoughts on this one?
I don't know about that. I mean, I know it's
well, last time we saw the Bears in action on Thanksgiving, me and Clarence were about ready to both have a stroke. He called me at my mom's house. He was
game.
flipping out. Why the fuck did he call? I told him, what the fuck? Get him the fuck out of his goddamn. I can't. Andy, we are doing a goddamn pod tonight. I can't take it. I can't take this guy. He's got to go.
Yeah, that was. I
mean, Clarence was flipping out on the phone. I wish he could have used that energy on the pod right then and there. It was that bad. Go ahead, Todd.
It was. Look, it's not easy to win in Detroit on Thanksgiving. I'll say that. We split with them probably, and this probably isn't the one we win. So,
Clarence, what do you? I mean, to me, this is very personal for Dan Campbell. He still wants to show his student that he's still the teacher. He's still the HMIC, the head man in charge. Because Ben Johnson's yet to beat this man. So, Clarence, what are your thoughts on this one?
Then they dropped 50 on us when we played them in Detroit the last time.
Yes,
it was like week 2
they dropped 50.
That's early.
Yeah,
I mean they still dropped 50 on us.
Yeah, they did.
You got an expansion team. Who are you going to go with, Dan Campbell, or are you going to go with Ben Johnson?
But Todd, they moved the ball at will on us. They scored points on us.
From a coaching standpoint, Dan Campbell's an enforcer, and he's a nice for face of the franchise. But I would go with Ben Johnson all day.
But we ain't beat them yet. We ain't even come close to beating them.
They were a great team. They're super talented.
But this is a team that didn't even make the playoffs, who lost to the Minnesota Vikings late in the year, and they turned around and beat us.
Yeah, but
I mean, explain that.
I think this is a loss. I just do. I mean, I think that's probably the consensus. If you look, I don't know if the numbers are right. They can't be. It's too early in the season. But if everything in a perfect world where nobody gets hurt, we're probably 35% chance of winning this game, 40 maybe. So
yeah, this is one we gotta have. Ben Johnson has to turn this rivalry around, and Ben.
We can split with them.
Yeah,
I mean we can't lose both to them. But
no,
I don't.
We did last year.
Yeah, I know. We can.
Kings of the North is calling this a Ben Johnson revenge game, but he still thinks we lose on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, right.
And he says, "Ben, baby."
Yeah, I would. Yeah. It's 1 year, but I'm impressed.
And Loki Del Rivero says, the only Bear show I haven't been invited to. Well, we can invite you, man. Just send me an invite or send me a message. It hurts. Cheers, man. Bear down. That might have been the first time we got a request to join a show during the show.
Yeah.
So week 13, Jaguars in Chicago. Todd, you just said you're the Florida guy. What do you think of this one?
Oh, I think that we win that game, right? I think that's. I mean, they've got issues. We're better than them, and it's in our building. So road wins are hard,
and it's gonna be in the cold.
Yeah,
right after.
Yeah, it's a Florida team. Yeah. So, but we get extra days to prepare for this. So that's the better part of the short week is we get 10 days for that.
Yeah,
so, like that.
We're broadcasting all his groups. I don't know which groups you're part of or which ones you own. But
more Florida.
Yep, Clarence, what are your thoughts on Jacksonville?
Another good team. Went to the playoffs last year. Got weapons on the offensive side of the ball. Got a competent quarterback. It's just hard to dissect these games when we don't really know what we're going to look like on defense. That's the key to me.
Yeah.
Our ability to rush the passer and get off the field on third down on defense is what's going to signify how much success we have as a football team this year. Plain and simple. We cannot give up 55% on third down. We just can't do it. We have got to be able to get off the football field. And just think about it. When an opposing team is converting third downs on you at that high of a clip, that's a problem.
It is.
And then when you couple that on how many times we come out the gate and we're struggling We're not scoring points. We kicking field goal. Ben Johnson's going for it on 4th and 1, and we ain't converting. Because he would rather go for it than kick and take point, which is one of the reasons that contributed to us getting beat by the Rams in the playoffs. That all of that concerns me. So I can say, it's great that we're going through the schedule, but I don't know how to feel like about some of these games because I don't know what are our weaknesses looking like. And then, oh, by the way, like Andy likes to point this out, we got a problem at left tackle. So our offensive line is not going to be up to full strength like it was last year. So, we got real problems on this football team. We ain't even went through training camp yet. God forbid if an important piece goes down for the season.
Don't say it.
It worries me.
Everybody's going to have injuries.
Yes.
Caleb's escapability offsets that tackle thing where you can get away.
Not left tackle, Todd. Not left tackle.
I've heard arguments.
I would feel better if it was right tackle, but left tackle, when your blind side, if that's the weakest part of your offensive line, that's a problem.
Yeah, but
we've seen this movie with this guy at left tackle before.
He's not. Yeah, no, I understand that. If he was just a regular pocket passer, I would agree with that. Like if he was C.J. Stroud or even May. I mean, he can move a little, but you would need that blind. But his escapability and his ability to roll out of the play offsets that a little bit. It doesn't make left on our team as important as maybe left on.
I think you're giving it too much credit because just think about it. When Caleb Williams was sacked over 50 times in the season, who's the left tackle?
Yeah, but that was right.
Braxton Jones. Braxton Jones. Who's the left tackle going in this year? Braxton Jones.
But
did you know that over half? Now this is saying for one person. Over half of those sacks came from the left tackle position.
Yeah, well, it's a different
That's a problem.
offense. It's a different system.
Same coach.
Third year.
Hopefully that's why they drafted Roush to help Chip.
Oh, well, yeah.
And left 13, tackle. He's the best blocking tight end in the draft, they said.
There wasn't a tackle worthy of taking it at 25.
No, they were all sucked up.
You couldn't justify. There was tackles that went ahead of them that you couldn't justify at 25. So,
well, they're saying the same thing on the why they didn't draft an edge rusher. I'm not buying it.
Well, who was there? That was a first Falk. I wasn't interested in that. I
can tell you this:
he's Marcus.
If it was my job, was my job to go out and scout talent for a football team, and I went into the draft with two glaring weaknesses, I would not have ignored it the way this football team did this past draft. I can promise you that.
I don't know for a fact, but I would like to think when the Patriots jumped in front of them in the second round and they took Gabe Akis, I would think they might have had interest in Akis because of his ability to set the edge and his size. But they're gonna say they would have taken the center, Logan Jones. But I would, in my mind, that would have been the thing to do, but they got taken away from him. They jumped in front of him. So
Clarence always brings in the fan. Everybody likes Clarence who watches this show. I think Ben Johnson takes everything. This is from Kings of the North. I think Ben Johnson takes everything as a lesson. Offensively, we will be okay. I agree with him. The defense scares the shit out of me. Led the league in turnovers and still give up the points we did. Can't do that crap this year. And Jones is a effing turnstile.
The thing that's
And then Kings of the North says, I love this guy. So Clarence has another fan.
So they had really no interest in Braxton through the season last year. They showed no interest whatsoever, but they were quick to re-sign him.
They had no choice.
Trapillo
is out for the year most likely.
I know that. And they took a wild card on Jedrick Wills. And look, he was a first round pick. He had talent. The biggest thing I've heard about him is that he's just lazy, but he's older now, and this is a second chance. He has an outside chance of making it.
Hopefully, Rochore whips that ass into shape.
He's physically more talented than Braxton Jones, but it just depends on whether he wants to play in the league a few more years or if he's going to cash out now. It's kind of the way it is.
So getting back to the schedule, week 14, I think we all agree that should be Dolphins. That should be a W, right?
Yeah, they're tanking too, for sure.
Yeah. So week 15 at Buffalo in the brand new stadium Saturday night.
Are they in the new stadium? Nice.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Clarence, what are your thoughts on that one?
I just told you.
Yes, you
Who runs
did.
the ball? Who runs the ball better than the Buffalo Bills? Nobody. You got a quarterback that's taking short, plays and getting first downs. They're able to run the ball on you. Um, if they get another offensive weapon, which they got DJ Moore there, I mean, this is
Yeah,
a Super Bowl contender. We're in their building, primetime game. It's going to be a problem. Their quarterback is a MVP candidate every single year. It's
he
going to
is.
be a problem. That's going to be a tough task. And if, like I just been lamenting, people might get tired of hearing it. If we can't stop the run, we're going to have a long night in Buffalo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
tough.
I mean, the Bills' chance to win the Super Bowl was last year. I mean, it was
It
wide
was
open
wide
for them,
open.
and they just couldn't
Shit the
do it.
bed.
But I think this is a loss. I don't.
But that's in the playoffs, Todd. During the regular season, they kick your ass.
No, I know,
This is
I know.
not the playoff.
I'm
This
just
is a
saying.
regular season football game.
It just looked like you watched the team's Super Bowl window closing last year. I mean, it was all there for them. The Chiefs just fell apart, and it's like, come on. The
Thank you,
Ravens
Kings of the
close.
North. We gotta link up one day and do a show together. So, yeah, that Buffalo game does scare me.
Yeah.
And DJ Moore might want to show us that we made a
You think?
mistake.
You
Yeah,
think?
I think
You
so.
think?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd still do it, but he has motivation for sure.
So week 16, Merry Christmas to us. We get Green Bay in Chicago. Todd, what are your thoughts on that one? Christmas Day,
I think
1 p.m.
We have to win that, right?
Yes.
I mean,
That would ruin Christmas for me if we lose to Green Bay on Christmas Day.
yeah.
I probably would be a Scrooge the very next day, all day.
What day of the week is that? Do we know?
I think Christmas falls on a Friday this year, without looking.
So we get a extended week going to the Lions the next week too. That's nice.
Yeah, so I get a whole weekend to recover if we lose that one.
All right.
Clarence, what are your thoughts on the NFL giving us that gift on Christmas Day?
I think it was a very smart thing to do. The Green
Yeah, it
Bay and
was.
Chicago is shaping up to be must-see TV,
It's money.
and they
Free
have
money.
been delivering on the field. There's been a lot of drama. There's been a lot of suspense. I think the last two times the game went to overtime, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The overtime.
Yeah. So
playoff game.
yeah. So yeah, and I think that we all think that there's a good chance the Bears are going to lose the first time they play. So if that happens, we definitely have to get this one.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Todd?
It's a gift from the league, but the league, it's a gift for them also.
Yeah, this is like I've said
But
before.
if there's a team,
Yeah.
Like I've said before, this is the biggest.
if there's a
rivalry
team
in the NFL
historically,
right now.
yeah, it is, and especially when both of them are good. But if
Yeah.
there's a football team that has no problem coming into your house and going to your refrigerator, it's the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
And then as Todd pointed out, we follow week 17 with Detroit in Chicago, another primetime game on a Saturday. Todd, what are your thoughts on that one?
I think, it's probably the division.
And these are playoff games, like Green Bay, Detroit,
Yeah,
Minnesota,
right.
Buffalo. This is
Yeah.
playoff positioning right now.
I mean, the league expects us to be in the hunt because that's what they're doing. These are three
Yes.
basic playoff games going to the playoffs. I think the Vikings probably are already out of it by then. Maybe we're resting. Maybe we lose this game. Maybe we're resting our players.
Against the Detroit in week 17, I mean.
No. I'm in week 18. At week 17, no, we're playing. Yeah, no, that's like I said, we probably split with them. So, we have to win one of the. This is at home, so we win
Yes,
this game.
and it's outside in the element.
Right,
It should
right.
favor us big time.
Sure.
Clarence, what are your thoughts on Detroit in Chicago, week 17?
Must win because we think we're going to lose game one. Got to win game two.
Yeah. Well, get Jared Goff in the cold. He ain't going to like that very much. That'd be good.
No, and then week 18, Minnesota to be determined.
Right.
This could be a playoff game. Todd,
Nah.
what are your thoughts on that one?
We've already won the division. The Vikings are already figuring out who they're going to draft, and we're playing backups. And I don't know. Maybe we don't even need it.
Clarence, what are your thoughts on week 18 in Minnesota? mean, you got to remember that's in Minnesota. It's in the dome, so they won't be outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only thing that I can agree with Todd on is the fact that Minnesota's not a good football team. I think that they're starting to round out and thinking that they made a mistake drafting McCarthy so high. I don't
Yeah,
think that
well, they
he's
did.
the answer. And when you don't have a quarterback, you don't win football games. It's just simple and plain. Whether it's high school, college, or pros, when you don't have a quarterback, you don't win football games. They don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
They should
No.
go 0-2 against us.
That's a shame. I really like our Minnesota guy we talk with, but yeah, no. If you miss in the first round on a quarterback, it sets you back 3 or 4 years. I know we've done it many times. I mean, that's just the way it is.
We're the kings of it. We're the
Yeah,
kings of
so
it.
The guys,
You
you got to
miss-
remember, Minnesota won 9 games last year with no quarterback play.
yeah, well,
They won 9 games. They had.
What was their strength of schedule though?
I'd have to look that up. I mean, they went through. I know they went through McCarthy, Bosmer, Wentz. They went through everybody, but they still won 9 games with no quarterback play. I mean, Kevin O'Connell is not a horrible coach. And
no, he's a good coach, and they have a good defense coordinator. But
oh yes, Brian Flores is
But
a
they
very
gotta-
good defensive
you know,
coordinator.
those guys don't play. You know, so but I think they're the worst team in the division. It's pretty
By a mile.
pretty obvious. Pretty obvious. Yeah.
I mean, I think overall the NFC North is going to be tough again this year.
It is. Yeah, no, we
It
could send
is.
3 teams. We could send 3 teams to playoffs again. No problem.
Yeah. So let's guys, let's head into our final thoughts. Let's want to bring something else up quick. Anybody got anything? Oh, I saw an article. Do you guys think Von Miller is a good fit for us? This was per ESPN. Out of remaining free agents on the market, Von Miller is the best fit for us. I totally disagree. But Todd, what are your thoughts on that one?
I mean, if you're going to play him 20 snaps as a DPR, he can get to the quarterback. He had 9 sacks last year. But I mean, he doesn't fit the scheme.
No,
but he's gonna play 20, 25 snaps. That's the designated pass rusher. That's all he's gonna be. And that's, we kind of need one of those guys. But he just
bear down, man.
He was great many years ago.
Clarence, what are your thoughts on Von Miller being the best fit per ESPN for us?
I don't agree. Von Miller's always hurt, and he's just a hired headhunter who's long on the tooth and who has a propensity for getting hurt. No.
Yeah, I mean, it's just pick your guy. Is it Cam Jordan or is it Jadeveon Clowney or is it Von Miller?
I think Cam Jordan would be my guy.
Yeah, and he could stay on the field and defend the run, and it's never going to happen with Von Miller. I mean, he's a
stand-up defensive end.
And I'm not interested in Bosa at all. His name's come up a little bit.
I mean, the only one I'm in is Jordan.
Yeah,
he's the same thing. He's the same thing with Von Miller. He's the same. I mean, when you got guys that play a sport and they're good at getting hurt, you need to shy away from them. And Bosa gets hurt every single year.
Yeah,
every single year. You can count on him missing time. I call him the Anthony Davis of the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about half the season and 20 plays a game. So he's going to play 160 plays. You're going to pay that guy $6-7 million.
No, not interested. I mean, I think Cam Jordan. You can afford to wait. There's no reason to rush it, but I think if they see that they're not going to have pass rush problems, I think they may sign him. Yeah. He's a Dennis Allen guy. He's a 4-3 guy. I think he's the most likely guy that we could sign yet. It would be Cam Jordan.
We got 3 guys, that we either long in the tooth and Grady Jarrett that's on the last year of a deal that we're going to get off of. We got Deo who's either going to produce and get another deal somewhere else, or he's going to be out of the league. And then we got and Dexter inside. So we got 3 guys.
Sweat's out of guaranteed money.
Yeah. I mean, I can't see us cutting him, but at least not. I think he's around next year. But so I mean, one of those guys needs to step up and earn another contract somewhere, either here or somewhere else. So, but. So what do I know? I just live in small town North Carolina.
So my final thoughts are: thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for the comments tonight. We love comments. We love when the crowd participates with us. So again, thank you very much. You can find us on Facebook, X, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. My final thoughts is I hate this time of year. The heat is here and football season is so far away. I mean, I'm just dying to get to week 1 and them here in Charlotte. I mean, just dying. I'm just itching away. So Todd, what are your final thoughts?
Yeah, no, we haven't had rain forever.
Yes.
I can drive my truck around where the water is seated in my pond. It's ridiculous. I'm excited about my T-ball team. We played well tonight. I got 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. I got one 3-year-old, the cutest kid in the world. He got a couple of hits almost to the pitcher's mound. For 3-year-old, that's impressive. But it's a lot of fun. But I sweat way too much tonight. But hopefully it'll cool off a little.
So Clarence, did you see Todd's a T-ball coach?
I did. Huh? I'm happy for him. I really am.
Yeah, it's only about 5-6 weeks, but it's a good time. It's fun to watch. If they do something good or they hit the ball, their eyes get real big, and that's kind of cool to experience that through little kids, But yeah, it's fun.
T-ball is a true sport where you just see ball, hit ball. That's it.
Yeah.
New summer hobby, Todd?
I guess. I don't know. It's been many years since I coached one.
So Chicago Clarence, how's your blood pressure? What are your final thoughts before we sign off?
Well, for me, it's just like, my final thoughts is going to kind of center around my Atlanta Braves, the best team in baseball.
Oh, Jesus. We gotta cut the final thoughts off after Todd.
I mean, what can I say? All I heard during the off season was Cubs this and Cubs that, and you guys were so excited going up into that series, and we really showed y'all where it's at. Now, I have seen where some people had talked about the Braves not playing anybody. Well, they took 2 or 3 from the Cubs. They took 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers in LA. And we have had just as many injuries as anybody else. And we just got Acuna back. We've already played the Miami Marlins and beat them today. We are the only team who only has lost 1 series so far in the season. And we played the Phillies. We played the Cubs. We played the Dodgers. We've beat them all. So hats off to my Atlanta Braves. Keep on doing what you do, brothers.
They're a good team, man. Win series. That's how you get it done. That's what Bobby Cox used to say.
Yeah,
you win the series.
Yeah,
I think last time around here we were talking about my Magic that we're going to beat the who was it? Was it the Pistons? So that next game when I was like, go,
they were up 3-1.
We went 0 for 24. We were up 25 points at half and lost that game.
You guys went like 24 hours.
It was 24 possessions.
It was just insane.
It got fired, and justifiably got the coach fired, but yeah, it was like it was, and I don't want to, and I'm not blaming Steve Bartman, but it was like that. Like we blew Game 6 so badly in such a dramatic fashion that there was no chance we were going to come back. We had a whole nother game, but it's like there was no way. You're just not going to recover from it. So yeah, so I probably shouldn't have mentioned the Magic. Maybe it's me. Maybe I dimmed him. Anyway.
So guys, again, thanks for watching. Until next time, bear down, everyone. Peace.
Bear down, guys.